You're listening to Raytown Public Radio. Sports Dad! For mature audiences only. Because my dad cusses a lot.
Oh, hey, hello and welcome to Raytown Public Radio. I'm Pat.
I'm Matt.
I'm Alex.
I'm Ryan.
Hey, new guys.
New guys.
Alex and Ryan, welcome to Raytown Public Radio.
Happy to be here.
Thank you.
So, we had to bring up some guys from the minors because Stroud's out, Dwayne's out.
Yeah. Everyone's gone.
Everyone's gone.
You can tell Dwayne's gone because there's no coffee in the house.
There's no coffee in the house. There's boxes that haven't been opened that because when Dwayne comes home, what he does, he has a ritual. He unboxes all of the things he purchased while he was away. Usually takes him a solid 72 hours to work his way through it.
Yeah.
And there's boxes with tape on them still.
Likes to take breaks.
Yeah.
What kind of things does Dwayne purchase?
Like
all
online?
moped related.
Yeah.
Oh no, a top hat. I don't remember what the bet was.
A
but
top hat?
So the bet was between Stroud and Dwayne, and the loser had to somehow. We're waiting for him to come home to cash it in, but he bought a giant top hat.
Like
It's
Abraham Lincoln style?
Yeah, it's 3 feet tall.
8-gallon or whatever.
That just came in. Yeah.
Cool.
Is that what it's called? An 8-gallon?
10 gallon.
10 gallon
10
hat.
gallon.
Yeah,
That's a lot
it's
of
like
gallons.
cowboy
I think it
hat.
depends on the size, right? But yeah.
I'd hope so.
Yeah. Surely there's an 8.
6,
Right.
maybe even 2. A little pork pie.
Someone's job is just to fill hats with water.
See
it.
how many.
So Alex and Ryan are they come from the rugby world. Alex, you're from Kansas City,
Yes, sir.
Johnson County. Mm-hmm. We got Joko represented, and then Ryan, you're from Chicago.
Chicagoland. So more suburbs.
More suburbs.
More suburbs.
So, half of Illinois is considered Chicagoland, right?
Yeah. I mean, I drive 10 minutes one way. It's fields and nothingness. And then you drive 10 minutes the other way. It's nothing but concrete and Chirac.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
All right. Well, welcome to Kansas City. He's wearing a Chiefs hat. It didn't take him long to assimilate.
Nice.
No.
That's good.
I was told I can't be accepted as a true Kansas. I can't say I'm from Kansas City until I live here a year.
Okay, who told you that?
I don't know.
Do you
Some
agree with
asshole.
that?
I don't know.
I don't agree with that.
I think it's based on my peers.
You're rocking a Chiefs hat. That's good.
Yeah,
enough.
That's all
you
that
were at the
matters, right?
Super Bowl parade.
yeah.
Guys, Ryan is the magic behind the videos that we have done. The Super Bowl video, he edited that together, and he also did our commas video.
Yeah.
So
That
if
was
you've
fun.
consumed those, first, if you're listening and you haven't, where the fuck what are you doing? YouTube.com
Slash.
Is it
Slash.
Foolish Club?
We got to learn.
Yeah, we should know that.
Slightly important.
Slash the Foolish Club. Just Google it. You'll find
You'll
it.
find
Look at our Twitter, Instagram, all that
It's all over
stuff.
the place.
It's all over the place. Hey, should we hit a sponsor now so we don't forget about them all like we always do?
Yeah.
Remax Heritage.
Mark Colombato.
816-582-4332. You know how he's dealing with the coronavirus? He's going to do pantsless phone calls.
Yeah. It's like Skype interviews and stuff.
Yeah,
I
so
think.
when he's got to do FaceTime clients, he's going to go
I told him
naked
to skip the
from-
shorts.
Yeah.
And he
Was
said
this-
done.
Honestly, you really only need the shoulders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
not
not
the
even
knee.
going to have a full suit jacket
It's
on.
the
He's just
top,
got
yeah.
it cut.
Just the top.
Yeah.
Just the top.
And then what? People just give donations?
No.
No,
Like if he's
he's-
got to people still have to work from home, right?
Right.
This isn't an OnlyFans account, Quinn. He's not selling nudes.
Not yet.
He's just
Guessing what he's
he
wearing.
does real estate. So if you want to
Okay.
sell a house, buy a house, Mark Colombato help you do. You still got to help do those things, even when there's an illness circulating the world.
Yeah.
And he's going to do it from home without pants on. So if you want that out of your realtor, call Mark Colombato 816-582-4332.
Yep.
Coronavirus.
It's
real, apparently. McMurray, you work in the grocery industry.
Yeah. Right.
What's today? Today's Tuesday?
St. Patrick's Day.
St.
Happy St. Patty's
Happy
Day.
St. Patty's Day,
all
everyone.
right.
Boy, this is not what we used to do on St.
This
Patrick's
is the most
Day.
No.
depressing St. Patrick's Day ever.
I've forgotten 4 times today.
Do you remember,
Yeah, I did too.
McMurray, when we used to go?
I didn't wear this.
We'd
I didn't
get
wear
drunk
this to work.
3 times on a St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
Those were the days. This is a little different.
This is-
Coronavirus. You work in the grocery industry.
Yeah.
Apparently, that's booming right now. Tell us about, any scenes of toilet paper fights? What's been the scene
I haven't
for
seen
you?
that. People have been relatively calm in the Kansas City metro area. But, they're buying the shit out of everything.
Pun intended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Obviously.
So here's my.
I mean, the flushable wipes are flying off the shelves as fast as just.
and they're not really flushable, from what I hear. So
Yeah,
sewers are going to
people
get clogged.
People are willing to get clogged though.
Could you imagine being that guy when there's a virus swimming around and you got to be, hey,
You got to call the
Tony,
plumber.
need you to climb down there, get all those flushable wipes out.
Yeah. The last time I had a plumber come to my house, it was like 104 degrees outside, and he had
Oh God.
to work in the garage, and
Poor guy.
yeah. Anyway,
So all right, so
COVID-19.
COVID-19, real bitch. Everybody's been locked up. We're all in quarantine,
Huge
basically.
pain in the ass.
Yeah. Everything's canceled. 2020 is canceled. Sports are canceled. Life is canceled. Restaurants are canceled. In San Francisco,
Grocery
news came out
stores.
today. 24-hour fucking you're not allowed to leave your house unless you're going to a grocery store or a pharmacy.
Yeah.
So here was my experience in my grocery visit. I went with Stroud to the Price Chopper over here off State, like fucking 70th and State or something over here in KCK, and everyone was reasonable. The lines were just long. I didn't see anybody doing anything insane.
No.
Yeah,
And
same experience.
now at Dollar Tree, some bitch got like 11 cotton candies, like the buckets of cotton candies.
Oh, nice.
I don't know what if she was making Easter baskets
Dude,
still.
you got to
or
really like cotton candy.
Does she have
If I'm gonna be holed up, I need my cotton candy.
Does she have teeth at all?
Well, probably not real ones, but she had something in
Yeah.
there.
Once that happens, you can get all the cotton
All right, so
candy.
toilet paper. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? First off, a SKU of toilet paper is enormous. They come in 4, 8,
Yeah, but-
24, and
Yes.
the shelf size is only so big.
Yeah, but we get a lot on there.
Right. But, like, do you think people are targeting toilet paper more than, say, hand soap? Or do you think you just
No.
have less room for more hand? Like, it's a size issue. It's not like people are like, I've got to hoard all the toilet paper in the world. They go to the grocery store. It's the first thing to run out because if you're going to get up a
I mean,
household item.
typically a store will have quite a bit on hand in the back room
Okay.
during regular times. So, you know,
You're the industry expert. I want to know if people are buying toilet paper more than anything else. 'cause that's what's being spun out there.
Hand soap is in more demand
Yeah.
than toilet paper is.
I think
but the thing is there's more toilet paper than there is hand soap. So it's impossible to find hand soap right now.
Oh, is it really?
It's impossible. I mean, you know,
like the liquid hand soap, but you
Yeah.
can still get bar soap.
Oh, powder.
but
hand
that's
soap.
going now, and we don't sell bar soap for shit any other time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, bar soap is like done,
Okay.
No one
but
uses
it's
bar
going
soap.
crazy now too.
I'm a bar soap guy.
That's I was having this argument with Alex earlier.
I use body wash.
You get a good bar of soap, it'll kick your ass. It's good.
The best is a bar of soap and like an old school rag. You know, like a
That's the worst.
That's the best.
I use
get-
wash rags.
like
Washcloths.
bar soap is personal. As soon as somebody else uses it, you're
Yeah.
You're like that.
Oh yeah, if you see a pube in your bar soap, you always wonder if
garbage.
it's yours or
Throw
something
it
else.
away.
Garbage.
See, yeah, there's too many
Shave
risks.
it. I don't know.
I'm a big fan. Like I still like the newspaper. I don't ever read it, but if I were to read it, I would read it in hand. Right?
Yeah.
What
Or
bar
like
soap?
getting-
I don't ever use it. I just
No,
like
I
it.
do use bar soap. I'm out of it. I'm almost through Dwayne's toiletries. Dwayne, if you're listening, you're gonna need to go to the
You're
store
gonna want to
when you
get
back.
have those delivered for when you get home.
Anyways, I like the.
It's
straight
crazy,
razors.
man.
It's crazy.
Our stores are like just setting records,
I'll tell you what. Save a
sales
lot.
records.
Save a lot by our house. You would never tell. It's just like any other day of the week.
The theory is that poor people can't afford to buy 6 grocery carts worth of groceries all at once, so it's just normal.
We sure can.
There was a guy in front of us that just had bananas and some beer.
Bananas.
Yeah.
and
The
beer.
essentials.
Yeah.
I've been
I'm gonna drink all this beer, cramp up. I got these bananas.
yeah.
And I'll be back.
Should be
in
fine.
72 hours.
I've been sacking groceries a lot lately, and
So is it just all hands on deck? Jump in, whatever needs to get
yeah.
done.
I mean, I went to a store to kind of finish out my day yesterday, and ended up staying 2 more hours sacking.
Yeah. So you and Stroud, Bang Bang, who's not here, obviously both work in the grocery industry.
Yeah.
So you guys go to fucking ground zero for germs every fucking
Oh, yeah.
day. So there's a 0% chance that everyone on a microphone right now doesn't contract the coronavirus.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's a 0% chance I don't have it.
Nice.
I mean,
So thanks for coming.
this is fucking brutal. All right. Well, is there anything else in the grocery? I just feel like groceries, like what is... There's no fights, no incidents.
I
none
haven't
of that.
seen anything like that.
So
And
all of that's
honestly,
being blown out of proportion.
I haven't seen people hoarding toilet paper either.
See, that's what I'm
the
saying.
media.
That's what I'm
It's the
saying.
media just blowing it up.
I still think there's a mathematical equation. Now, you're the expert. You tell me that the toilet paper is inordinately gone. It shouldn't be gone this long, but everything's inordinately gone, right? Like, I've seen like pictures of people like, well, why is there a run on onions? People think vampires are run onions and garlic. No. Like, you tell people they're going to stay in their house for 2 fucking weeks.
They're going to buy a bunch of
They're
whatever the
gonna go
fuck
buy
they
a
can
bunch
find.
of groceries. Then everyone does that all at once, and we run out of groceries. I didn't see any fucking panic in any of the stores.
I didn't
was
either.
in
I
at
haven't.
all.
Everyone seemed pretty calm when I went.
Yeah, so any of that's stupid. Now, the thought process that we should all all right, guys, there's an infectious disease. We all need to stay away from each other, so let's all go huddle in one place right before we do that. That's probably not brilliant.
Yeah.
But I don't know how you do it other than like assigned.
I mean, everybody goes into the store with the same mentality. They're like, I'm beating the rush. I'm beating everybody.
Yeah.
I honestly,
But then-
I went to the store like that, like, oh, I'm getting there quick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get there before everybody else. No, there was like 100
You
fucking
can't.
people in line.
It's impossible. There are lines at the store. I was at a store at 6 a.m. today, and there was a line halfway up an aisle
Yeah.
to check out.
have
So
you
them
heard-
fuckers were like getting carts fulls in like 5 minutes.
Yeah. Fucking
Impressive.
grocery games. Did you have they talked about some places I guess are doing like specific hours for the elderly or like highly
I did see that on the
high
news.
risk individuals?
Yeah, I heard something about that. I don't
Have
know.
you guys
I've
talked
also
about that at all?
heard of them scanning people, their foreheads when they walk in.
fuck does
what?
that do?
For like temperature? No shit.
But who would?
That doesn't make
Would
any
you let somebody do that to you?
No.
I don't know.
I'd be okay with it.
Not hands. You can't touch.
Well, don't
Oh,
don't
they
fucking
have,
touch
like,
me. Get
they
it.
shoot a laser at you.
It's my temperature, and you don't deserve to know about it.
I don't consent to having.
I don't
temperature
consent
taken.
to my temperature being taken.
I'm with you on that. Yeah, it's fucking weird. It's a weird life. All right, let's talk other coronavirus things. Okay,
Yeah.
so there's 2 things I saw. I'm infatuated with the concept of someone like being camping, right, and coming back, and the coronavirus like not existing. Wait, before we do, we know somebody who's got the coronavirus. So or we think maybe. So one of Stroud's relatives has all of the symptoms and has for like going on 5 days, and apparently it's pretty fucking brutal. And she hasn't been able to get tested, and she's a medical professional, so like we need her in the field, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the concept, right? And she hasn't been able to test it because she didn't travel, so she hasn't been able to do that at all, even though she's exempted all of the symptoms.
They're only testing people who have traveled because they're trying to save the test.
It
Is
depends.
that what they're?
So
is
like
that what
I had
the
a
thoughts
doctor
are?
friend show me or tell me what the algorithm was, like what's in the algorithm, and it's like you have to be exemplifying severe respiratory symptoms, and this is a couple days old. This information is a couple days
Yeah.
old, so it may be old at this point. But if you're exemplifying all the symptoms, then I'm sorry, you have to be having a severe enough lungs symptoms in order to be hospitalized. So if it's not to the point where they're going to hospitalize you, they won't test you.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be pretty severe down the track anyways. Plus you have to have a history of recent travel, I think. And then different states have different measures for what goes into the algorithm and who allows
yeah,
you to
they
test
said
it or
that we'd have 5 million tests by the end of the week.
Yeah, we just got a shipment in, I think, from China or
Yeah.
some shit. Here's one that I just saw yesterday. And everybody needs to be careful. Here's a complete disclaimer that we're just dudes sitting around talking about this shit, right? That's the vibe you should get. We're not trying to give you news.
Yeah.
We're just
I don't know anything.
right.
Ever.
So Cuban. We all think Mark Cuban's a relatively smart guy. He seems to be a relatively obviously he's
Yeah.
the richest guy on the planet, and he seems to be relatively like good-natured and good-hearted or whatever. He put out, this is the link that I think is the most accurate for stats, like up to the minute stats. And I looked at it yesterday, and it was like about 150 cases. I think it was 148 cases had been come to completion of coronavirus in the United States, which means detected, tested, proven positive, and then they were either like recovered or released or they died. And it was like 52% of that number had died and 48% had recovered.
Okay.
So there's like shocking, which obviously the mortality rate they're talking is expected to be more like between 2 and 10% depending
Yeah.
on where you are in the world. And that's a completely different rate.
Yeah, and you also just mentioned that you have to be hospitalized to get tested. So
Right.
there's a lot of people who have it who just
Sure.
it's not even bad enough.
They just
yet
stayed
to
in their
get-
house
Yeah.
and got over it over 2 weeks.
Yeah. The terrifying thing for everybody is that we don't fucking know. The biggest thing is nobody knows what the fuck's going on, right? So you got people like acting like idiots. Like I was that guy. I went out on Saturday, and I regret it now. I didn't realize
did we.
it. Yeah. And then Sunday morning, I was like, I'm a fucking idiot. And then I was mad at myself for doing that because I didn't wake up to that information until Sunday morning. But that's the worst. Nobody knows what the hell's
Yeah,
going on.
we went out to Funky Town. It was
Yeah.
kind of dead, which was good, and there was a lot of space on the dance floor, so
Yeah.
it was kind of like social D.
Did they do the car wash at the end of the night? Maybe that, they
We
do
did-
that.
we did
Did
join-
they sanitize everybody?
We joined a conga line though, so
You didn't get in the suds?
No, that
They
we
didn't do
we
the
either
sud- we
missed
got-
the suds. We
they,
got there
they did
after
some
the
sort of suds,
or-
but as I was dancing, I inhaled some of it,
Yeah.
and it killed the vibe really fast.
Yeah,
'Cause I inhaled some foreign
Hopefully the
substance.
virus-
Roan
as well.
vape.
There was a quick 30
Roan
second-
vapes.
Have you've been to Funky Town?
No, I've never actually been. They wouldn't let me inside the one time I tried to go.
I'm always fucked up as shit every time I've been in there. But
Yeah.
I vaguely remember that when they play car wash, they put
That's
bubble-
what Dylan was
They
saying.
have the car wash things.
Yeah.
Up top and on the sides. They made me take my fucking hat
Yeah,
off.
the best part is Ryan
they're
walks
pretty
in
jacked.
and he goes, "You can't wear your hat." The guy behind us, full wig, sunglasses, outfit,
Literally wearing
literally
a disguise.
but
let him
Ryan
in.
can't wear.
But I
his
can't wear a
hat.
fucking hat that says Kansas City on it.
Yep.
You have a fake nose on. How come you're allowed in?
They're over the Super Bowl. Fuck the Chiefs.
Who? Oh, Chiefs hats. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that's why they wouldn't let me in. I had a hat and a T-shirt on, and they were like, "Nope."
Nope, this guy can't get in.
I'm trying to pull up. So, all right. So there's this tweet that's really funny. Hold on. It's gonna take me 2 seconds to scroll to.
There's a couple tweets that are pretty funny.
All right, here it is. This one came out the other day. My manager went on an 8-week sabbatical on January 25th, and him and his wife rented a cabin in the North Carolina woods and didn't bring no type of technology with them so they could enjoy each other company. I'm just going to say, I'm going to substitute a word. Dude finna come back to pure hell. He doesn't even know Kobe's gone. So imagine that, right? You go camping, you come back, you find out Kobe's dead, and that the world is
the world's ending.
Yeah.
That used to happen. Used to do Boy Scouts. I did the Boy Scouts, and we would go to Bartle for 10 days, and we used to come back. And I remember one time, someone super famous had died, and we were like, "What?
Whoa.
The whole world was different." But
That makes me kind of wish that I was camping during all of this.
Well, and then did you hear what
Just
they're doing
stay
on
camping.
German Big Brother?
What?
All right, so obviously you know how Big Brother works, right? Have you guys seen that show?
Yeah.
They're just sequestered in a house, so they have no access to the outside world. So they're filming right now.
Oh,
So
shit.
they're telling them, and I don't know if they've done it or not, but they're telling them live on the air about the coronavirus.
Man.
Imagine, like, there's no way you believe them. You're
Yeah.
like, this is part of the game.
Yeah.
Okay, pandemic.
Well, okay.
Yeah. All right, pal. Yeah, we believe you.
Hey, tone it down. Okay.
This is too far. You guys are crossing the
Yeah.
line here.
Yeah.
Because you remember I didn't watch that show, but there was some dude who went on there and got real famous for like convincing the entire cast that his grandma had died. Like he faked
Oh,
a
yeah, I
phone
remember that.
call, Like he
Oh,
had,
that's fucked up.
yeah. He like
yo.
won. He ended up winning.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
It's even more fucked up.
Yeah. And then I saw this other thing that I thought was interesting. This is from a lawyer who I know in St. Louis. But apparently he got a message saying the Department of Corrections is not accepting any new inmates at this time. Isn't that insane?
Oh boy.
Like, think about that. Like, containment in a fucking prison.
Now, when they do shut this thing down, people are gonna fucking go wild.
It's banana. Yeah. It's banana.
I
Didn't
can't
you hear,
wait to-
you said something about prisons, too, didn't you? About, like...
Well,
Iran or something.
Iran just released 85,000 prisoners
Yeah.
from their prisons, and then earlier in the month, I think it was Iran again, and they released a bunch of prisoners and said, "Hey, like come back in 3 months."
It was when Syria was invading. It was when Syria was invading. They were
Spring
like,
break!
Can't guard you. Just come back
We
later.
need to go
Oh,
like
it was.
defend
So
our
it wasn't-
borders.
It's not coronavirus related?
No,
Well,
this
the
one
first one, the
wasn't.
85,000 is coronavirus
Yeah.
related,
Oh,
and that's
okay.
so that it doesn't spread through 85,000 people like that in a snap
Yeah.
of a finger.
That's fucking...
Yeah, I saw there were some people that escaped too. I don't remember what country it was in, but these guys they had like video of them running out
Oh fuck!
because they were concerned about how they were going to handle this coronavirus.
I think we're all kind of concerned deep down.
Well, look, I mean, the biggest concern is the economy. Like, we all have friends. There are people listening to this. Like, I'm in that
Exactly.
boat. Like, I have a full-time job, but, you know, every company is going to be affected by this. People can't spend money, which means companies aren't making money, which means it's going to start for the poorest people are going to lose their jobs first.
Exactly.
And it's going to work its way up the chain.
I mean, in all reality, we're living in a historic event right now.
Yeah.
They're gonna be writing about this in history books if we all survive.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we all survive. We're going to survive. Most of us.
That's how we
We're
end
gonna live.
every sentence.
It
from now
sounds
on.
like.
If we all.
Yeah.
If we all, I'm gonna buy a new car, maybe take out a loan for
Dude,
a
yeah, just
house.
go nuts.
Fuck it, I'm banking on the fact that everybody everything's gonna go to shit, and I'll have a nice new car
So that
and
way,
a house.
no, it's perfect. So that way, if this doesn't drive us into complete and utter economic collapse,
Yeah.
like you not being able to pay all these brand new debts,
That will.
then that will.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yeah, certain. That
Either
sounds-
way.
Plan B.
Yeah.
Again, if we're still alive.
if we're still alive.
All right, so we don't usually talk politics, but this is like, did you guys watch the debate after? Like,
No,
it was
I
just-
haven't watched a single.
I watched a little bit of it, and I heard Bernie lost. Like he,
It was all
he left. He
coronavirus.
left in like a fluster.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like he stormed off basically.
He
I only
always
watched
looks
a little
like
bit
that.
of it.
That's how he always looks.
Yeah,
You think-
but like it's like there's only one thing that they can talk about right now though is
Like
the
he can't find
coronavirus.
his library card.
It's the only thing that's
wheels
going on
are
right now.
Turning.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't be able to get anybody's attention about gun violence when we're all trying to deal with this
Yeah.
coronavirus. You know, nobody
that's
gives a
fair.
shit.
Yeah. Well, did you guys vote?
No.
I did not.
You didn't?
No.
I'm not.
Really?
I'm not registered.
Oh, yeah.
Living in this state yet, so.
Yeah, you didn't. Did Quinn?
But
are
you- if
you're
you
in
can show up with
Kansas.
a Chiefs
Are
hat
you
on, they
registered in
might let
Kansas?
you.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly.
Did you guys see? So obviously there was an election
You
last
can just
Tuesday,
use my name.
or a couple Tuesdays ago. Biden won the state of Missouri. I think he won Kansas City too.
It was like a landslide, wasn't
yeah,
it?
Oh yeah, it's been a landslide.
Did he really? I didn't see that.
But did you guys see that the mayor of Kansas City got turned away at the polls?
Yeah.
And they said he wasn't registered. And then it turns out they just got his names transposed. So his name's Quentin Lucas, and they were looking for Lucas Quentin.
Oh man.
So imagine.
Leave it to
right?
Missouri.
Like you've been to these polling places. It's the oldest people
Yeah.
in your church that are there.
Right.
Right? That have the least amount of things going on to do. And you're this old lady, and there's someone in front of you saying they're the mayor of Kansas City. Like, you got to imagine at some point he's like, I'm the mayor of Kansas City.
Yeah.
I'm registered.
Don't
to
you
vote."
know who I am?
And she's like, just getting the name wrong.
No,
Don't-
sir. No
The
exceptions.
guys around you come in and also look.
She was probably like, I didn't vote for you, so I don't know you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when, as the mayor, like, can somebody else help me?
Hey, can you-
Yeah.
you're just conflating his first and last names. How does that not come to a conclusion? To the point where he walks away, tweets about it, becomes a news story, then hours later they get to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
That doesn't.
Yeah, he got to go back and vote.
Yeah,
right?
he got to go back and vote. That was wild.
Yeah, that lady just probably took her job a little too seriously.
Yeah, perhaps.
No,
Like, how do you
nothing's
not
getting by
recognize
me,
him?
sir.
Yeah.
Nothing. You're the fourth guy that's walked up to me and said that. To her.
You're the fourth mayor of Kansas City who's trying to vote here today, pal.
Yeah, no way.
What have you guys been doing then? So you have to go to work every day. You guys just got your hours cut, right?
Yeah, so I work at Enterprise, and they cut all the hours of all the branches from 8 to 5. So normally we work for like 7:15 to 6, most places.
Yeah.
Cut it to 8 to 5, and soon I think they're going to just basically
Yeah.
cut all hours.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be getting in and out of cars that random people have been in. I'm like, we clean them,
Yeah.
but like I have to get in the car that they just got out of.
Sure.
They could have been sick, or someone they know could have been sick, you know?
Yeah. I totally get that. What about you, Quinn? You work from home, right? Most of the time.
Yeah, for the most part.
Oh, and you work in the fundraising industry. So
Yeah, so I do fundraising for schools and sports teams. So
Ain't nobody
business is
fundraising right now?
Not a
Business is
booming.
booming, huh?
no one's
and-
selling candy door to door?
No, not really.
Yeah.
We've been coming up some creative ideas to try and do something while
Yeah.
everything's all closed doors, but it's gonna be slow for.
So
a
you're
while.
home most of the time. I've been
Yeah.
home doing fuck all, other
Yeah.
than that idiocy that I did on Saturday. What are you guys watching during the quarantine? I've already binge watched an entire series.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, I cannot wait to be quarantined for weeks. We got shows lined up on shows, lined
we
up
do
on
have a lot
shows.
of
got
Netflix
a
does
lot.
have good shit now. There's
let's-
new movies and stuff.
So here's what
There's-
I just watched. I just watched Hunters. Are you guys familiar with Hunters?
Seen
I
the
haven't.
previews.
I've seen the
I haven't
previews.
watched
I've
it
been
yet.
meaning
Okay,
to check
so
it
this is
out.
the Al Pacino flick on Amazon, or a 10-part. I don't know. It's a show.
Yeah.
Is there a second season, presumably?
I don't know.
Probably
They
one of
hunt-
those like 10-part series.
Yeah,
They do that a lot
They kind
nowadays.
of leave it open to where there could be, but it also seems like maybe there wouldn't be. I don't know. So I saw it. So I'll try to do no spoiler alerts, but do you guys know the premise, right?
Yeah, like they hunt people, right?
Okay, so here's the deal. So it's all kind of based off Operation Paperclip.
Don't they?
This is
Isn't that
out.
what it is?
They do hunt people. It's
Okay.
called
That's
Hunters.
that's new movie though. There's a movie where they hunt people too.
Oh.
Oh, see, that's what I've been getting confused. Thank you.
Okay.
So there is.
There's a movie where like
I
there's
didn't
like
know that.
people hunting people and it's like really sinister. It's in the theaters. Actually, that reminds me. Universal is actually releasing 3 of their movies on demand. Three of the
Oh,
movies that are
instead of
in the
theater.
theaters, yeah, because they're not
Oh,
going to make
yeah,
any
that's
money.
good
So like
idea.
that movie,
Yeah.
The Invisible Man,
Straight to on
it's
demand.
going to be straight to on-demand streaming services.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they're gonna
Did you
make-
see Queeby's about to come out too? We were talking about that's the Reno 911 shit. Tell
Yeah.
me you're not going to fucking
Oh,
binge
yeah.
some Queeby.
I do. I watch Reno 911 on YouTube.
This
all
is the
time.
perfect time to launch. If you have
Yeah.
content like a streaming service, this is the perfect time to fucking launch it.
Unbelievable. But yeah, back to the show Hunters.
Okay, yeah, Hunters. All right, so it's about basically it's set in the 70s, so 30 years ish after the end of World War II, and it's a bunch of Jews based in New York who have like created this vigilante hunting team to track down Nazis. And it turns out, as it's revealed in the movie, which is this has been written about all over. So if you've read
Yeah,
anything, like I'm
of
not
course.
worried about spoiler alerting here, but the plot line is, and this is produced by is it Jordan Peele, right?
Jordan Peele, yeah.
Yeah, just Jordan Peele. So This Is Us, that sort of stuff. The plot line is Operation Paperclip. After World War II, the American government brought over a bunch of scientists and engineers that were Nazi and SS scientists and engineers, and like assimilated them into the American culture and gave them jobs in NASA because they didn't want the Soviets to take them, and then they just lived normal lives. And so I didn't know that was like a fucking real thing, but it really is. So I'm watching this movie and it keeps like showing captions of like, no, this really happened. Then I Google it after the fact and it really is. So this is your age range, Matt. So like, you remember October Sky with Jake Gyllenhaal coming out when we were younger?
No.
Fuck!
You're probably smoking pot, listening to 311 or something.
Probably.
stupid.
We just 311, baby.
All right, so October Sky, Jake Gyllenhaal. It's like set in West Virginia. It's like coal mining country. Christopher Walken's in it, I think.
Nope.
No.
Still nothing.
Not Christopher Walken. Chris Cooper. Remember? Nope. Still nothing.
I don't think that'll
Oh,
help.
no. Still don't know.
Anyways, I watched that movie. It talks about Werner von Braun. He's like this famous NASA scientist, and I remember the name Werner von Braun, and he was a super big like celebrity. He was also a goddamn Nazi scientist. That doesn't blow your mind?
Yeah, that's nuts.
Isn't that just
So hold on,
completely blew
like,
my
do you
mind.
think a lot of these Nazi scientists are Nazi scientists by choice, or are they, hey, your family is going to stay with us, and then you're gonna build this for us?
Right. So apparently, what happened was they went to Huntsville, Alabama. Werner von Braun was made like the head of the fucking setup down there, and the NASA down there, and they basically got us to the moon. The fucking NASA engineers, apparently, and it was them and a bunch of Jews, American Jews, working side by side, which is kind of a crazy story. So
Sounds like a good sitcom.
it does. Like that would never happen today, right? Like the public outrage would never allow us to.
Yeah, we would know who they were.
Right,
first
we
of
wouldn't
all.
like we would never say, all right, we need ISIS's best bomb makers. Let's bring them to America, assimilate them into American culture, and because that's what these guys did.
Yeah.
Like Werner von Braun was like they were completely free. They set up like they called it Crowd Hill down in Huntsville, Alabama. Like they all just lived in the same neighborhood, had complete freedom, and lived normal lives and all that shit. And some
So
of
they
them
all lived together. Crow Hill was a name. They called it like internally, not like publicly.
Well, no, like, like you have different neighborhoods. Like, imagine the Hill in St. Louis. It's an Italian neighborhood.
So everyone was just like, who are all these super smart
Just a bunch of
Germans
crowds.
on Crow Hill?
Well, if you're a Nazi moving to America, and like this was kept under wraps at the time. Like they didn't really they didn't say we're bringing these people over.
Yeah,
they just
yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
moved them in, gave them
But
jobs.
out of all places to go to Alabama,
Well, think about it, right? And this is where it gets a little political, so I guess I can get a little crazy. But the point that the movie made was, who did the Nazis kill? They killed Jews, blacks, gays, homosexuals, everything.
Yeah.
People that white Americans in the 40s probably didn't care if they died all that much anyways, right? Especially in a place like where, I don't know, Huntsville, Alabama, you might care less about those sorts of people.
Okay,
'cause
yeah,
they're
that
not-
makes
you know what I
sense.
mean?
Yeah.
Makes sense, yeah.
So you put whatever the reasons are, you can draw.
There's
your
going to be some
conclusions.
parallels between
Don't
ideals.
you find that fascinating that Nazis were just brought over, set up,
just here.
And your point is well made. Like, were they just following orders or were they sadistic? I don't know.
I was probably a healthy mix.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
like Logan and
healthy,
I
but-
had that conversation. He had like a nightmare one time where he was like in the German military, and then like it all went down, and so he was like, in that time I would probably stay in the military,
Yeah.
like if and risk like the lives of my family. Like that's a hard choice.
Well, a lot of
Yeah.
them, a lot of Nazis went to Argentina, and that's where they think Hitler went.
Yeah, there's a whole
Okay.
city in
There's
Argentina.
it's a whole
It looks
conspiracy
like
theory.
someone cut out Berlin,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
picked it
put
up,
it in
and put it in
Argentina.
Argentina.
Just watch the movie, boys. Just watch the movie.
You might.
Yeah, but no, the Argentina thing's real. Like
Yeah.
you guys knew JP, but like that thing's a real. There's a lot of fucking Germans in Argentina, so it is interesting. Anyways,
fucking crazy.
speaking of, there's a theme to the two things that I've watched, and then I started watching Dirty Money, which Dirty Money is just like a series on Netflix. That's like every series is it like one's about this company fucking people over, and so this one's about Jared Kushner, and this one's, and I'm not trying to be. I am left leaning. Obviously, you know that probably if you're listening.
You have started every one of these with. I don't want to get political.
Just go straight into politics.
Well, I'll just fucking dive into it. Anyways, Jared Kushner is one of like the chief strategists, the White House advisor, to the White House, the president. All right, do you know the story of his dad at all? I told them, but you probably don't know it at all. All right, they were real estate magnates or whatever, and part of their deal was they would donate, just like anybody big industry. You got a ton of money, you donate to politicians in order to get, like things greased in city halls or whatnot, what you want. And so they were basically slumlords, and they needed to be able to get through shit. And so there's a maximum amount apparently in the state of New York that you can donate. So he would donate the max amount, then he would give money to his sister and his brother-in-law to donate as well and wash it through them. Well, they were being investigated by Attorney General Chris Christie, which I love the parallels to Billions because we've talked about that on the show, how much I love that show. But
Right.
so it reminds me of Billions because you have in Billions, Paul Giamatti's character is the attorney general, and then you have some other master of the industry that is Bobby Axelrod. So in this case, Jared Kushner's dad, Charlie Kushner, is Bobby Axelrod, and Chris Christie is Paul Giamatti's character. If you're looking at it through those lenses, anyways, so he's investigating him, and so Charlie Kushner thinks that his brother-in-law and his sister are going to flip on him in the investigation. So he hires a prostitute to seduce and proposition his brother-in-law, gets it on film, then uses that to blackmail his sister and brother-in-law, and then they turn him in so he gets pinned for fucking witness tampering.
Shit.
Right? Like, that's the type of shit that, and now Jared Kushner is the son of Charlie Kushner. He's now out and like his mentor, and they're not like divorced or estranged. They're like, that's his number one guy, right? These are the people that make the world go around.
Yeah.
So the two things that I've watched while the world is ending are basically just about like,
Nice.
crazy things that you wouldn't think are true, but are true in American history.
It's nice, uplifting stories.
Yeah, really good stuff.
Get you out of the doldrums.
Really keeps you out of the dumps about coronavirus.
Hey, if this shit doesn't kill us all, we probably
Yeah.
will do it to each other.
If you can, keep the whole Kevin Spacey thing out of your head. House of Cards is really good like that too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
hard thing to keep out of
I
your head,
watched
though.
that.
Did you see the Harvey Weinstein was sentenced to life in prison?
That's 23 years.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but he's got
like
another
heavy.
trial. He
Oh,
has
he does?
another one.
And also unlike the I guess the lawyers were saying like, oh, like he won't last 5 months, he's gonna die in prison, and everyone's like, who fucking cares?
Yeah.
All the tweets were like, we don't give a shit. Anyways,
Yeah. That's fair to me.
crazy.
Have you seen
stuff.
some of the? So Trent, our buddy Trent, gets into the conspiracy theories a little bit.
Yeah.
So I said, send me some links because we got some fucking time to kill, right? So he sends me like 3 video links, and now YouTube keeps suggesting.
Oh, it's a rabbit hole deeper than all the others.
Some of the conspiracy theories out there, like this is like it's kind of the Kingsman thought that like the world elite is trying to quell the population with something like this.
Yeah.
And that there's going to be a new economy when this all collapses. There's some crazy fucking shit.
Have you guys seen the shit about the Denver airport?
No.
Oh man, that's a hole you want to go down.
What is that one?
It's the Denver airport was like built. First of all, there was a whole bunch of structures, and then they just buried them.
Oh, okay.
And put the Denver airport over the top of it. The Denver airport's like 50 square miles.
Massive.
It's fucking
It's,
massive.
yeah,
Way
It's
too
unbelievably
big.
massive.
Way too
There's
So this is coronavirus unrelated, but
coronavirus
still,
unrelated, but still like the
interesting
craziest conspiracy theory. And then like there's like the murals in there all depict like a utilitarian like overload, like overtaking.
It's full
like,
of
society
paintings.
and like it's fucking weird, dude.
Mosaics, like like if you were to walk in and someone were to tell you that, you'd be like, okay. Yeah,
You'd get a weird feeling when you
Yeah.
saw like the murals on the wall that like show like a Soviet looking guy like with a knife and like a sword.
Yeah.
And like cowarding children on the ground.
It's weird.
That is weird.
It's a crazy place.
Welcome to Denver.
Didn't they?
New World Order kind of thing.
Yeah. They were building, like, adding on to it or something.
Yeah, I mean they keep adding onto it, and there's like
Last time
tunnels
I was there.
underneath it and stuff. So people think that's like where like the big
Okay.
bunker is, and like apparently there's evidence of like Obama flying into Denver during some like big event that was happening, and they don't know why he flew into Denver, but like it's because that's where the doomsday bunker is for all the richies.
Oh wow.
So
Interesting.
I say we storm it.
If that's what happens, they got other things in Colorado that might help us pass the time.
Like mountains.
Yeah.
Trails,
mountains.
trails,
Mountains,
trails.
skiing.
Yeah. What else are we watching? What's on the agenda? Apparently, the Michael Jordan documentary is not getting released early.
Well, yeah, what a bunch of assholes. Hey, new Top Chef starts Thursday.
So that's like a sport. Like challenge starts Wednesday, tomorrow night.
Okay.
I saw
So
Wes's
that's like
tweet
the
about
best
it.
sport left available now is the challenge, right?
I was watching
There's
darts.
no more sports.
I was fairly impressed with darts.
Can they still do that? I mean, it's only 2 people, but there's a lot of touching.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a lot of
A lot of
touching.
tactile.
Yeah. Sanitize. Where is that?
Yeah, it
sanitizer,
seems
by the
like
way?
they could
It's
do
probably
that
upstairs. It's been a minute.
virtually now.
Virtual darts.
Yeah.
Wii darts.
Oh yeah, you're just both like you got.
You're sequestered in your own little, shoot
Cubicle.
or whatever. I don't know what it's called.
Do you think there's traditional dartists
What's
who
the
are like,
dart-
no, you got to be next to each other and go every other throw?
Oh, yeah, there would be those people.
Yeah.
There always is.
What else are we watching? You guys got anything?
Westworld.
I'm-
West.
Oh, is that good? I've never watched that.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
What a
It's
show.
like sci-fi, right?
yeah.
I'm not a huge sci-fi guy,
Okay.
but I've heard good things about
It's
it.
insane.
crazy.
So basically the premise of the show is like there's a amusement park. This amusement park just has a bunch of robots that you could do whatever the fuck you want to them. They have like storylines and like they approach you about doing little jobs, and like the one that it follows is it's in a Western time. So you go into a saloon, there's like hookers, there's people saying, "Hey, you want to
Okay,
go
so
rob
this is
this?"
my
Robots?
$1 billion idea, except for Oregon Trail themed. That's
Yes.
what I've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
in my life.
So like if you heard of Red Dead Redemption, it's like that. But real life,
the thing
people
is
go
you-
there and
you can't
just
tell the difference.
Fucking kill things and
Yeah.
rape things.
oh, between
and
what's
just-
real and what's
Everything looks real.
It
And
feels
they all
real.
work on like AI and storylines, but at the end of each day, their memory gets wiped
Just
because
wiped
the
and
people
reset.
do the
Crazy.
worst
Unspeakable
things.
things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And there's there's Westworld. There's like a samurai world. There was like a Punjab world, like Indian.
Okay.
And then we just recently learned that there's a Nazi world.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
They gave us
So-
a glimpse in the first episode.
Glimpse, yeah.
But anyway, 2 of them escape, and they've learned like they become self-aware.
Basically, she gets all of her memories back of all these things that have been done to her. So she is just hell bent on revenge
Yeah.
and taking over the the fucking human
being
population.
Yeah.
All right.
It's pretty
good.
intense.
Very
It's a
interesting.
lot of thinking though, because it brings up so many issues on like just consciousness.
Yeah,
and-
consciousness and like what is the meaning of life,
Yeah.
and like
Who plays
what
it?
is moral. Like it's a
What's
deep
his face
show.
is unbelievable in it. Who plays
I know who you're
Hannibal?
talking about.
What's his name? Who plays Hannibal Lecter?
Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah.
Yeah, Anthony Hopkins. Oh my God, he's unbelievable. What an actor.
I think I'm going to keep going down my The World's Ending rabbit hole. There's a new show that just came out on, I think it's Prime 2. Maybe I don't know what it is, Netflix. Is it who's in Big Daddy, Winchesterton, Fieldville, Iowa? Is that Ashley Judd? Winona
No.
Judd? Who is that?
Winona Ryder.
Someone's in an, I think I always get
I don't
Winona
know.
Ryder and
No,
Ashley
not
Judd.
Winona Ryder. That's a.
It's a Judd. I think it's no, it's not.
No, it's not. It's not a Judd.
Judd. Yeah, I have been watching Avenue 5.
It's Winona.
Winona. Winona Ryder. That's a name.
Yeah, that's
That's a person.
I'm gonna try and find it.
But while Pat looks that up, we've been watching this show called Avenue 5, and it's of this big star, basically cruise. So like they're flying around, going around Saturn, and they come back, and it gets like fucked, and like their trajectory is like 3 years now, and like just every conversation starts off small and then just escalates so quickly. So like there's like shit now floating around the fucking thing. There's dead bodies.
Oh.
It's hilarious. It's like well written.
Yeah, like 3 people pass away on the ship, and so they have this huge funeral for them, and they eject them, but they don't like shoot them out far enough, and the ship is massive, so it has its own gravity.
dude, on Amazon Prime they got Reading Rainbow.
Ooh.
Did you know that?
no.
That's
but
pretty sweet.
check it out.
All right, continue. I'm sorry.
I'll ask my turn.
What's
They
this
cut
show
us off.
called?
Avenue 5.
Avenue
You have
5.
HBO?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
you should
good-
look it up. I think it's hilarious.
dark humor. It's pretty dark.
Okay.
Yeah, it's dark humor, but it's clever. Like it'll make you kind of chuckle or like laugh really hard every once in a while.
Chuckle or laugh really.
A sensible chuckle, you know.
Right.
Well, I can't
I like
find it,
those.
so just rest assured there's a movie with a well-known actress, or there's a show with a well-known actress. She just came on one of the many OTT platforms that I want to watch. So
Okay, that's useful information
it's
for
very
everybody.
useful information.
There's a show you want to watch?
Yeah,
With-
it's got
That's
a well-known
the
actress. I
information?
just don't know which one.
Okay.
So there's that. The other
Sweet.
thing people are freaking out about is
Can't
NFL
miss.
free agency.
Oh yeah. The world is ending there too.
Apparently, Houston's
Tom Brady
stupid.
out. Oh yeah, Houston. You know, we talked about it a little bit. Bill O'Brien got promoted after the Chiefs game. It was 24-0, and
And
we
he lost.
We had the lead at halftime.
Yeah.
And he got promoted to make all the decisions, and they just traded their best player
So they just traded DeAndre Hopkins for
Yeah.
a running back.
that's been hurt for 2 years.
Is that not the Pat Mahomes effect?
I don't know how. Why would you trade? I mean, they're going to waste
That seems
good
to be the
Deshaun
conventional
Watson
wisdom
years.
is that the only way to beat Mahomes is to run and hope that you get lucky enough.
Well,
and just make
yeah,
the
but-
game short as fucking possible.
Okay.
Because that worked. I mean, that worked for them in the first one, right? Arian, or not Arian? Who was the fucking dude that we traded? Carlos Hyde.
Yeah.
Carlos Hyde had a good game in the first one. They beat us in the first one, and you have to milk the clock.
Yeah, but we can score so fast that I don't know. That doesn't matter. That doesn't work.
I think it is a little bit of that because, you could look at the
I
other
guess.
one. Tennessee went the opposite direction. They paid a fucking mediocre quarterback instead of their running back. But
They're going to waste good Watson years, though. I mean, he's a good player.
oh, you think that they just signed Randall Cobb, not good enough to replace DeAndre Hopkins
No.
for you?
Randall Cobb. When did the Packers win the World or Super Bowl?
Never. Or the World Series. to be
2007.
fair.
Randall Cobb was good. Randall Cobb was old when the Packers won the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
So, no.
All right, that's
And
good for
then
us. That's
Tom
a good
Brady.
thing for the Chiefs.
Brady's not going back to New England.
Well, we all knew that, right? Everybody knew that.
I heard he's going to the Bears.
Oh,
Probably.
Puke.
There's going to be some quarterbacks shuffled around, but for us, Chris Jones is the topic.
Yeah.
So where are we landing? We signed him to the.
Tagged him.
We tagged him.
Tagged him and bagged him.
Everybody thinks we're going to trade him. Is
Yeah.
that where you're at?
I don't know. I mean,
Can we keep him? Like we pontificated about it for months, but can't.
one
do we
thing
have the
is
money
I'm
right now? What are
wondering
they
if
saying?
I'm wondering if there's another team. There'd have to be another team because the Colts just did something really similar. So, and that was from a GM who used to be here that knows Chris Jones well, and he went and got a different guy for kind of the deal that everybody thinks we'd get for Chris Jones.
So does that says either that guy didn't value Chris Jones as much as we think, or that Chris Jones isn't on the fucking block?
Yeah, I mean I think he probably is on the block, but I think it's a big package you're going to have to give up to get him, and there needs to be another team willing to do that out there.
Yeah.
And that seems like something that's not very common.
Alex and Ryan, Chris Jones is the Chiefs football
I know who
player.
Chris Jones
I
is.
don't know who
95.
Chris Jones is.
His penis is too big for his shorts during the draft.
Fuck
Combine.
yeah.
The combine.
That's what's up.
He was running a 40 and his penis came out because it was so enormous.
I think
and then
I
he
seen.
slid on it on turf. I
Yeah.
imagine
Rug burn.
That was my
Wicked
first thought when I
turf
Did
saw
he make
that.
a
down
statement
the
about
shaft.
sliding on it, or just ignored the fact that we all saw him slide on his giant?
No, he's
dong?
talked about it before.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he's
Okay,
talked
because
about
I think I've seen that on Twitter. So I'm on Twitter. I'm in the Twitter sphere.
Yeah.
I'm weaved in there.
Okay,
it's a
okay.
rough place.
That
but
I remember the night we drafted him. We were at a school function for Atticus,
And you're like
Ryan-
watching not safe for work material.
I was watching it, but I had it off or something, and Ryan texted me and was like, "Dude, we got the guy whose dick fell out at the combine."
That's awesome.
that is awesome.
Yeah, I want to keep him. I mean, he's
I do too. If it
the
works
best
with
Chiefs
Mahomes,
defensive lineman in my lifetime. I can't really
Yeah.
speak to the 60s teams.
Yeah.
He's better than Jared Allen. He's better than Tom Bahali. He's better than any interior lineman for sure that we've ever had.
oh yeah.
So, like, he's a transformational player for me.
I just am not going to sit here and pretend like I know the salary cap.
Logistics.
Yeah, like
right, but if you're going to have Pat Mahomes as your quarterback, don't you think you can afford to not have as high weaponry? Wouldn't you rather skew towards having better attacking defensive players like Chris Jones and Frank
Yeah.
Clark and more money there than weapons for the best quarterback in the history of time?
yes, but I think you run the risk there of
Don't laugh. He is the best quarterback in the
he
history.
is. Oh, absolutely.
You are
say it-
definitely
you
not a
s-
Kansas City.
Just
yet.
say it with such confidence.
Yeah, there. Yeah.
Well, it's
good luck voting.
It's an
asshole.
objective fact.
Just burn my hat.
Yeah, I don't know. What were we talking about?
I'm saying, wouldn't you, if you're the Chiefs, if you could just,
Yes, if it works, if all the money can work and Mahomes can get whatever he wants. The thing is, nobody knows what Mahomes wants because somebody asked me the other day, "What's he going to get?" And it's like whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah.
So if that number's $40 million, I think Chris Jones, it's easy. You got to trade him.
yeah.
But if the number's 28, maybe you make that work.
My hunch at this point is that Chris Jones would be the number one free agent in his position for sure. And since
Dude,
he wasn't,
people are hating on him.
then they're idiots.
Yeah,
They're fucking.
they had him ranked. I saw one thing that I think it was
Who's
NFL
hating on them?
Network.
These Pro Football Focus dipshits, or the people that?
No,
just
it was like
read that?
NFL Network had a list. Somebody wrote like their top 25 free agents, and they had him at like 6.
Here's the issue with Pro Football Focus. Here's how it has to work. This is how analytics have to work at that level. They have to be graded by a human. So there's a subjective person sitting there saying,
Yeah.
this tackle, whatever, if they go to a graded scale of 10 or out of 5, I don't know what their system is, but this is how it has to work. So that block was a 8 out of 10 or a 7 out of 10. So even though it's putting supposed to be objective metrics,
Yeah.
it's still subjective because somebody with their eyeballs and their brain is making a decision based on what happened.
Yeah.
Regardless, people get obsessed, especially us fans, because it's the next level of statistic. And it used to be how many championships, and it was how many touchdowns and yards, and now it's like your QB rating and all this other shit.
Yeah.
But it's not objective. It still comes down to some asshole going through
Yeah.
some conventional wisdom. And
I've
applying
gotten into it with Sam Monson before on Twitter multiple times.
Okay, who is he?
He was one of the originals. He's that Irish dude that
okay.
used to go on with Parkins.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't know.
So
He's
if-
amazing. He's an amazing player. I don't want to. I haven't turned on him. I'm not. I just think that we're going to need to get cheaper. And
Yeah.
if this is how that starts, I'm not going to be surprised.
I'm not going to be surprised either. Obviously, I want him. I do think it's a big move for Brett Veach. Obviously, he's brought us a fucking Super Bowl.
I think the move was made. I think the Frank Clark move was the move.
I agree with you. I did agree with you. Here's what I'm thinking. All right, so I did agree with you before. That's obviously why we talked about it on Dumb as Damn the entire fucking season in the way that we did.
Yeah.
But I think that he played so fucking well that it's been rethought, and I think it's a real sign that he wasn't the first guy. Like, either everyone's completely seeing something that we're not, and they're grading something different. And I only watch the Chiefs. You watch the rest of the league. There ain't no defensive lineman that played against the Chiefs that was better than Chris Jones all fucking year. So,
No.
not J.J. Watt, not Aaron Donald, fucking nobody. So, it doesn't matter in my mind. But I don't have a large sample size from all those people. You do. But even then, I'm banking on the fact that he had to be high up the list. He wasn't the first one traded for, so maybe that they're working to keep him. But if you could redraw, my point was saying, if you could just scrap all the money, everybody redraft contracts for the guys that you currently have.
Right.
If you're going to re-scrap the entire salary cap from the beginning and just
Yeah.
start over, I would put money in those 3 people because Chris Jones, Frank Clark are the 2 best defensive players we have. They're obviously insanely disruptive, and I think that I would rather we have the best quarterback on the planet. I would rather have mediocre receivers and stellar defenders than the other way
Yeah.
around.
Oh yeah. If it comes down to Chris Jones and anybody but Mahomes,
Yeah.
I hope they re-sign him.
Yeah. All right, well, that's enough Chiefs talk. This isn't Dumbest Damn. Dumbest Damn is going to take a little bit of a break here. We don't know. Let's just be honest with the coronavirus. We don't know when we're going to be back, what we're going to be doing. If we get shut down, if someone gets sick, if people start getting feeling less easy about getting in the same room together. We're currently abiding by all of the Kansas City, Missouri guidelines, I believe. But thanks for listening for sure. And we don't know when we're going to be back, but Dumbest Damn will probably not be back very often. So we'll get you what we can when we can. Real quick, you just got your diploma in the mail, and I just want to discuss this. This is just fucking hilarious. It's more like a comment on, I think, the current state of higher education. But why don't you tell people what happened?
So I attended a university called Lindenwood Belleville, which is a joke in itself.
Yeah.
But the cherry on top of the cake out of everything outrageous.
Frame it up. So I think most people know Lindenwood. Probably, if you're listening, have heard of Lindenwood. It's in St. Charles,
St.
Missouri.
Charles.
Been around forever. They opened a branch campus in Belleville, Illinois, about 45 minutes away. It's where I coached rugby. I coached Alex and Ryan there, and Alex just graduated from there. And it was opened in 2003 as a night school, and then they transitioned, I don't know, in 2012 or something like that, to a full-time undergrad day school.
Yeah.
So 2012 was when they opened, I think, as a full-time undergrad day, and this is their last year ever. So they're done now in 2009. They only made it 7.
They're done
fucking
now.
Yeah.
The school's
Yeah.
done. The rest of the classes are online. It's over.
Yeah.
The fact that you graduated was probably a pain in the dick for him.
Yeah.
Probably a lot of paperwork they didn't want to fucking do.
Good segue, Matt.
Okay.
So get my diploma, and first we get an email about the day before I get my diploma. Don't really read it. Get the diploma, and so the main campus of Lindenwood is in St. Charles. Get my diploma, and it says, you have earned your degree, and blah 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 from St. Belleville Illinois. So that means someone on a
Yeah,
computer.
the bitch was too lazy to
Just
delete
backspace.
all
I guess
of it.
Charles.
backspace Saint. So on my official diploma from the stupid amount of money I spent on college,
Yeah.
I have a piece of paper where some lady couldn't even fucking backspace Saint to the
Like,
appropriate.
is my
campus.
degree just invalid now that
It's
the
just a
school is
fucking
just
piece of
not a
paper.
fucking thing?
Doesn't exist.
Well, the high school I went to no longer exists, and one of the places I worked, obviously the place you graduated
Man,
from,
Pat,
no longer
yeah.
exists.
You're just a school killer.
Oh no, literally, like United World Sports basically doesn't exist, which I worked for 10 years. Then I worked there
Yeah.
for 3 years. It doesn't exist, and I killed my high school too.
Stop.
And when I was in
Don't
college, I
hire
switched
Pat.
from the University of Central Missouri to Central Missouri, or from CMSU to UCM.
fucking hell. So we're on borrowed time already.
Oh,
All right?
yeah.
Goddamn.
Well,
Yeah.
better get it out now.
Maybe coronavirus is my fault.
Somehow.
Yeah.
Somehow this all links back
Yeah,
to you.
probably.
It's a butterfly effect. We'll never know.
Higher education, man.
I'm
What a
fairly
joke.
certain.
Anyway, I'll have 2 diplomas.
This is a completely different topic, but why don't do you feel like tell your value of college now? Because I think a lot of people listening are probably my age or a little bit older. So we just started, probably kids our age are the ones who started to realize that the value of our degree probably wasn't as high as what we were sold it was going to be.
Yeah.
No.
Not at all.
Do you guys?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I learned a lot, and more than like learning like educational, I think I learned more about myself, and I became more of somebody like the person who I am today.
Right.
Like I found myself. Like
Yeah, but
yes,
the
I
immune
learned.
system
I
was built up. Some
yeah,
But
like
the real
I
question
learned a
is-
lot of smart stuff, and like I could do stuff. I do some things.
I do
but
something.
I'm more of myself than I've ever been, and I love myself. So
Right.
I found myself. I found friends. I found a family. That's why I'm here.
But the
Right.
reality is, college isn't the only place in the world that you can do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And actually, it's one of the few places that you have to spend over $20,000 to do that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of it's ridiculous. My parents were real big on going to college. I don't know. Especially after finishing it, I couldn't care less if I got a diploma or not.
Yeah.
I couldn't even care if they spelled it right. I wouldn't have even noticed if they had not told me and I pointed it out. Wouldn't even notice.
I just think it's hilarious. And I mean, well, they spelled it right. Not that fucking higher education is declining, but it is, like, in a big way. Like,
Yeah,
they're
because
closing.
unless you're a scientist, unless you're building rockets or are doing like something that you need specific knowledge from people who have done it before you, everything else is you just got to like science. Math is never going to change. One
Well,
plus
well,
one
yeah,
always going to equal 2. But what makes a business today, what you're teaching today, could be completely wrong in 10 years.
Well, and also, like, if I was gonna major in art, I shouldn't have to spend $40,000 fucking dollars to major in art. Just go online.
yeah.
I don't know.
It's
And
insane.
the stuff that I learned, I probably could just learn it on YouTube.
There's
Yeah,
no
YouTube,
question you
YouTube
could.
University.
The very
faster.
fact that
Exactly.
online university is a thing should tell you that you don't need like yeah
You go for the
everything is
experience.
available.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I went to go to play rugby mainly, and that was my goal. Was I wanted to play high level rugby
Yeah.
and get paid for it.
Yeah.
Not that much, actually, nothing at all. But
Yeah.
I got paid for it, so
Yeah.
fuck it.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's fair enough. Hopefully, everyone doesn't die. We love you. Stay safe.
I think that was a good way to end this show. I mean, that was an uplifting story. We were talking about all these goddamn shows that, just make me want to.
Die.
Die.
Just die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go. Let's get another one rolling.
Another show?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, Alex and Ryan, thanks for sitting on Raytown Public Radio.
course.
First, maybe last, if you guys do succumb to the virus, which if you do, we all do. So that's
Oh, well, then we might as well just have one where we're all quarantined together because you can't get any more sick than you already are.
okay, Matt. We're assuming that you've got it.
Right.
Okay. When do you think you'll first feel sick? Like, no,
I don't know. That's why I keep waiting.
It's a time bomb.
Come on
I'm
already.
waiting.
Like, I might as well have it now. So
Should
then
we all take bets on when McMurray's gonna let's just make a pool of
I like
days.
it.
Okay. I got $5 on 2 weeks.
I'm gonna say you don't have it yet, but you will soon. I'm gonna go with the first. Let's do it by the first day of work that you take off.
Oh, I got you.
I'll say that you.
Well, okay, wait. I am taking Friday off this week.
Yeah, but
that's
that's
not
already pre-planned.
unrelated to my
Unrelated
coronavirus.
Friday. Okay, well,
What
Unrelated.
if you
I'm
do
gonna
get
say next
sick?
Monday is your first day. I'm gonna say the 23rd. That's my
Next
day.
Monday.
You think you'll just get it over the weekend?
Yeah, nice little
Yeah, I think
weekend
it'll
run.
really
This
settle
weekend-
in nice.
this
No, he's
weekend-
got. That's how.
Let me ease into it.
Yeah,
Give
yeah.
it to me
Yeah.
Friday night.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm thinking next Friday.
Okay.
Next
Not
Friday.
this coming Friday,
I
but
got
that
the
next.
23rd.
So
What do you
you
have?
go through the whole week. It's the 27th.
Okay.
What grocery store do you work at?
I work at not one. I don't work at one.
Oh.
I
He
goes
work
to
at-
lots
I
of
work
Ground
at all
Zeros.
of them.
Okay, what chain?
I don't know if I should say. I work for a Price Chopper, one of the Price Chopper
One of the
groups.
Price Chopper, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
group.
Yeah.
Okay. Price chopper. That's it. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see.
All right. And who gets it first between you and Stroud, do you think?
Depends.
I feel
Stroud
like he's
maybe.
probably washes
Stroud-
his hands a little more.
Yeah, but he's a little more susceptible to.
He's
That's
got
true,
a
too.
weaker
Yeah.
immune
You know
system.
what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. All right.
I mean,
well,
we've discussed it.
we discussed it. All right, let's go wash our hands. Take it away, Mom.
You're listening to Raytown Public Radio. Stop.